50-person house parties to 500 people. Okay, let's try to sell 500 tickets. And then we sold it out. The vibe has always been there.
It's a lot about like connecting, making memorable moments, and just like spreading love. So building out these brands that can actually expand beyond Winnipeg, growing our base here even bigger to then have it as a platform to do bigger shows in Chicago and Toronto and like these different cities.
Talk to me about the name Always Dale.
Do we want to share this on air?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 204 Rise podcast, aka the #1 podcast in Winnipeg, but Life of Kai told us to do North America.
There we go.
In the globe. On the globe, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take it to the next level. Today we have the boys from Always Dale here.
Yeah.
They're set up. You will probably see their elephant, the Dalephant.
baby.
The Dalephant.
Yes.
We have Santiago and we have Josh. Round of applause, everyone. Round of applause backstage. Woo, woo.
We did it. We got up here.
You got it. You made it.
You made it up here.
Welcome, boys. Thank you so much for being out here.
Thank you
with
for
us.
having us.
It's very nice.
How does it feel to be at Lakeside Live?
It's great. It's honestly one of my favorite events of the year.
Yeah.
Plus, we like rent a houseboat for the weekend, so we just get degenerate and like have the best weekend and kick it off with this. So it's in a beautiful venue. I don't know, none of these cut to it, but like I'm sure you guys can like. It's literally one of the nicest venues within the Manitoba area.
Yeah.
So it's such a cool experience, and I love the boys, so they do a great job.
Talk to me about Always Dale.
Always Dale. So,
What is it? How'd you guys start it? What's the mission behind it?
So we do themed dance events across the city. We've been doing it for 3 or 4 years now. We started with house parties.
Basements.
Basements and house parties and making it themed, buying a bunch of Dollarama decorations. And we just kept doing that. The vibe was amazing. And then COVID hit, kind of shut us down. And then we started doing streaming for a while. And from that, we started doing like these random bush parties during COVID, don't tell the police. And then, but during that time, the US was opening up and we're going to a festival to the US. So the first Dale ticketed event was a boat party in Chicago as a pre-party for Arc Music Festival in Chicago.
So usually the way the ideas kind of happen for Always Dale is Santi comes up with the most ridiculous bullshit, and then he has to convince me that it's a good idea.
And then Josh makes it happen.
Josh is your PR guy.
So yeah, the bow party was that was Santi, and took a lot of convincing.
What was that conversation like? What did you have?
I want to know.
He's like on Shark Tank.
Do you remember that conversation?
I just said no a bunch.
No, I remember coming out because it started with forums because I'm like, we're just gonna enter a small boat, and then
Which gauge interest.
and then it's like a bunch of people respond. They're like, okay, we can get a bigger boat, and actually, if we get to like 100 people, we can get a whole yacht and throw a party. And then I remember first like he's out on the deck, and I'm like, so this is the idea, and the look he gives me, and then the bong rip he takes. He's like, okay, fuck. I guess so. But yeah, to this day, that's probably the most stressed I've been before an event.
Oh yeah, and we lost a bunch of money, but it was great.
It was awesome. Yeah. It's also like changing COVID border restrictions, so we couldn't even cross. Like we're gonna do land border, they have to fly.
We spent $500 on a COVID test to get back here.
Oh, it was fucked. The whole thing was
One COVID
crazy.
Yeah, and someone stole our DNA also, because we went to a free.
Oh, yeah.
We went to a free testing site, and they kept saying like, yeah, next day. We go back like 3 days in a row. And we're like, hey, we are leaving in like a day. We need this COVID test, and they're like, yeah, it should be tomorrow. And then we haven't received any contact from them at all. So they just took a swab and.
It's a wild west out there.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you did the yacht party.
We did the yacht party.
What are some other crazy venues and events that you guys have done? One that stands out, maybe about the yacht party. Maybe one that's your most memorable. The one that you're most proud
memorable.
Most memorable.
The yacht one.
The yacht is like
Yeah,
sticks because
fair.
you're like the anxiety I had before that is insane,
Uh-huh.
and then it went all good, and we came back. What? I don't know. Shut up.
Chantal's telling us something.
Chantal
Shannon
Dusty Nuts wants to say the non-such because she helped throw it. So we
Okay.
did a party at the Mountain Museum that was really beautiful.
Yeah.
We've done the Met, that was crazy, and that like really fit the vibe of Studio 54. It was like the same type of venue. That was really cool.
But I would say, but the first Halloween party, like the first ticketed event we did in Winnipeg, that was the one where we were like, oh, like we're going from throwing 100-person,
Like
house parties.
50-person house
yeah,
parties.
50-person house parties to 500 people. And I remember the moment where we put down a deposit at EEC in Winnipeg, and we were like, okay, let's try to sell 500 tickets, and then we sold it out.
Yeah,
that was a
That's
pretty cool
dope.
moment. That was
Yeah.
for sure. A cool
Talk to
moment.
me about the logistics of planning the event. From the ideas that Santi brings up
All right.
to the moment that you put the deposit down and now you have to go on a selling spree.
Right. So the ideas you come up with, you need to be extremely stoned for, and then to execute. To execute,
get
you
on
need
that
to be
level.
sober.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work. We definitely put a lot of emphasis on making it more of a theme party,
Right.
and that's how we built a lot of our audience. So now we're consistently doing 500-person events, and then for special like Halloween and New Year's, we do 1,300 people when we
Wow.
sell it out. So we've built our brand off completing a full experience. So a lot of times it's multi-stages. The stages have like branding and like themes. So we bring the Groove Garden stage to even other festivals too, such as Lakeside Live, and we bring these elements. So it's a lot more work than just like slapping on like a poster and like saying, look, we're and doing a DJ set. We try to do performers and like really hang a giant whale over the audience.
Yeah.
So all those things, and like a photo booth and glitter booth and all these things that make it way more of an interactive experience. Definitely took a lot of fucking work.
Talk to me about these animals. The elephant,
Mm.
the whale.
The
Like,
whale
what was
whale.
the idea behind that? Like, it
I don't
stands
even
out. I'll
know
give
how
you
that started,
I'll
to
give
That
be
was
you
kind
honest.
of you, I think.
Yeah, just surfing on Alibaba, you know, and just finding the craziest inflatables we could possibly find.
Yeah.
Pretty much our rule was like, if we can use this inflatable at our Groove Garden, which is like the stage that we bring to like Summer of Sound, Super Spike, then it's probably worth the money, because like that's it just makes more sense, because those are the things that we can do over and over again.
How much is the elephant?
Just over $1,000.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not that.
Damn.
It's made it back in full.
So you guys just put it in like your driveway when it's like.
We did it for Halloween.
Sandy's room,
We
right?
played it for
Sandy's
Halloween.
room.
All the kids come. It's really cute. Yeah, come by.
That's
No,
awesome.
it's definitely a fucking vibe.
You've had high moments. Let's talk about some of the lower moments.
Oh.
What's a part when you're like, yo, I do not want to be doing this ever again? Or sometime when you're like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna make it out of here, boys.
I don't know if we've had too many of the.
I'm not gonna do this again.
Yeah.
We're too addicted.
We've definitely gone through events where we're like, yeah, we don't need to do that again. Like that
Yeah.
specific theme at that specific
Give me an
place.
example. Give me an example.
We tried last year. Last year was a very ambitious summer for us.
Shut the
Santi didn't have a job.
So I start all the ideas, so I just kept starting new ideas.
And so we had a lot of shit that was
So
flying
we did a weekly,
at the Pyramid on Thursdays.
and it was good, but it was way too much work, and then it kind of like
Yeah.
fizzled out pretty quick. And it was like halfway through summer.
We tried to do a party at the Beer Can. That didn't work. They were
Yeah.
they were very cautious about the sound levels, and we're like, that doesn't really fit our vibe. And we brought like 50 people. So there's
Yeah.
been like events like that, but I think the vibe has always been there. Even at that Zoophoria one, it took a while to get going, or Zoophoria at the Beer Can. It took a while to get going, but it was still like the 20 people that showed up, they had a good time.
Yeah, it
Of
was
course, of course.
What does it
Yeah.
feel like when no one shows up to your event? Like,
Oh, yeah.
What is a therapy session?
talk to me.
Let's sit in the circle.
Talk
Let's
to
sit in
me.
the circle.
Open up.
Everyone take a
It all,
seat.
it all started when I was 8, okay? My abandonment issues, they all get triggered.
Yeah, it's like, you put your entire self out there every time you throw an event, right? And you just hope that people will buy into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, when no one shows up, it's pretty heartbreaking. Take that to heart, and then you transform that energy into, okay, what did we do wrong? How do we never have that happen again?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's always just a learning process.
How do you guys balance the relationship between, being business partners and then also being friends? Because
And roommates.
yeah, and so you're like with each other 24/7 at this point. It's hard. It gets hard, right? When you have to get stuff done, and especially for these events, it takes a lot of stress. You're in high pressure situations. A lot of money's on the stake for you guys.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is just being totally and completely honest with each other.
Oh, what a moment.
Yeah, no, but like legit, like if you're feeling something's off, just say it, because Otherwise, that resentment just builds up, and then it just turns into ugly mess later on. So just being like, I think this sucks. That's a bad idea. Just being so brutally, like if we talk to each other, the way we talk to each other, sometimes we have to catch ourselves because we start talking to other people like that. It's like, okay, wait, no, hold on.
Yeah,
Chad and
it's very
Brad.
brutally honest, and it's also
Yeah.
it's also nice that you don't really have to like put up a front at any time. Like if you feel like shit, you can just feel like shit,
Yeah.
and like just be like that. And yeah, it's worked out really well. I feel like our flow of how like things work
Yeah,
is like really nice.
Yeah, we both like excel at different things, so like
Yeah.
that helps a lot. Like Santi's more of the marketing guy, and I do
Like the production, a lot
like
of stuff.
the logistical stuff a little bit more. So yeah, it just kind of like our roles kind of just fit, and yeah, it's never really been too much of an issue.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's also working with other friends too. Then it becomes more of like because almost everyone we work with is friends,
Exactly.
and then it's like balancing different aspects
Yeah.
of like
That comes
that
becomes a little
dynamic.
more
It
tricky.
becomes a little bit more tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Talk to me about the team that you guys have.
the
comes
team. So right now here we have Dusty Nuts and Brad as well. Brad has like been kind of our creative director. He's done a lot of our posters. Fantastic. Dusty Nuts has helped with a lot of like kind of the glitter team all the way to like helping out run events. So she's been moving up and she's a great DJ as well. And we launched the Safer Spaces policy, which is really dope. It's all around creating a safer space because a lot of people when they go out, especially women, get harassed in different ways. So it's about changing the culture and having things in place and having safer spaces liaisons that you can talk to and have policies implemented. So I think a lot of those things have been amazingly helpful to have a team because yeah, me and Josh are at like our wits' end. And it's amazing everyone we met along the way. We call them Dales because they're always down for everything and like they're so generous. And that's really what's made everything possible.
Yeah.
We also have Barrett, who's been fantastic at coordinating everything and
Oh.
head of strategic partnerships. He sends Mantle Museum flowers and letters afterwards when we do events there.
It's amazing the people you meet when you put yourself out there.
100%.
What about like the people you attract is all of a sudden, like all these people who are looking for an outlet and we're like super good at what they're doing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you find them and then they're just like, they go above and beyond because they're seeing you're going above and beyond. And then you bring the people who are going above and beyond together, and then it just creates. That's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
It's
That
just
is
like
awesome.
watching people who are just kick-ass people and really good at what they do, combined with other people who are also really good at what they do.
Yeah.
And it just
It's a
yeah.
different beast when you have your idea and then you realize that other people are almost as passionate or more passionate
Yeah.
than you are.
Yes.
And it pushes you to be like
Better.
take that next step. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you got to put food on the table,
Yeah.
right? It's like if things go bad, it's on you.
Yep.
Yeah.
If things go good, it's also on you.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that pressure?
We're figuring it out. I don't know.
It is
We
a
have
lot of
day
pressure.
jobs, and that
Yeah,
helps.
we still have day jobs.
Okay, yeah.
But I think paying everyone so there's like feels like a nice energetic transfer for everything, and just
Yeah.
making sure that like everyone is listened to and having those spaces so that like shit doesn't hit the fan of like expectations being met on our side and their side.
100%.
I think that's good in terms of like dealing with the pressure and expectations of everyone.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the biggest thing to manage there.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
What, talk to me about the name Always Dale. How'd you come up with the name? Like,
Do we want to share this on air?
I don't know if I think we just leave that as a mystery.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
figure that out on your own.
Yeah.
ooh, Dale. Okay.
But I'll tell you that Dales is what we call the people that are always down to do things. And when we're smaller, more intimate, like 50 people parties, we'd give out a Dale Award to the person who is the most Dale, or like did something super generous,
Right.
really helped out for no reason or something.
Yeah.
Those are Dales, and that's kind of what builds the ethos of all these people that want to go above and beyond and create a beautiful experience.
And
that's
then, yeah,
what
like
makes
that
Always
extends
Dale.
to the crowd that we're trying to pull too, right?
Yeah.
And so like one of our best like assets, like one of the best things we have in our arsenal when we go to talk to a new venue is like our crowd's great. You're not going to have any issues with it. And
Yeah.
it's yeah, like that's
It's really like love and kindness. We have a wall of kindness that we set up at our like shows. So it's a lot about like connecting, making memorable moments, and just like spreading love. So
Oh, I love that. I love that. Spread love.
yeah,
That's
you
our
guys should
motto.
come out. We'll set you up there. We'll
Yeah.
put you up in the glitter booth.
Let me get on that elephant.
Yeah, you get on the elephant.
Reflect on the past couple of years, from where you started to the 50 people event
Yeah,
to now almost 1,300 to 500 consistently.
yeah.
What does that feel like?
Dope. It's really cool. I think
Yeah.
it's amazing creative outlet. I think it's like to be able to like oh shit, now we have budget to do even crazier shit. I
Yeah.
love that.
yeah.
I don't
What's-
know about you.
No, yeah, for sure. But like I'm never satisfied.
Yeah, I mean, okay,
and,
I'm
that-
glad,
and
yeah.
that's like that's also the thing is like a lot of the people we work with are like that could have been better. No, that could have been better. I'm sorry about that. Like that next time we're gonna nail that. So like Yeah, sure. We're doing 1,300 people events, you know, for Halloween, New Year's. Why can't we do 1,300 people events for, you know, in the middle of like November? You know what I mean? So just, yeah.
It just,
I never feel satisfied. But it is nice to take a look back at it and be like, okay, we have made progress. But yeah, I'm never satisfied.
I love that.
Last question for you here. What's your goal with Always Dale? Where do you want to take this?
I think that one's for you.
I'm glad you're not satisfied. So one part we missed too is that last year we went to Toronto too, and we did our full Dance Lantis themed event, Dale Whale, all like the decorations, and really it's like building out these brands within our events. We have like Dance Lantis or Night Magic, which is like Studio 54, or Game Over, which is all video game themed. Or Groove Garden, which is a stage, like building out these brands that can actually expand beyond Winnipeg. And we have done that a little bit, but like growing our base here even bigger to then have it as a platform to do bigger shows in Chicago and Toronto and like these different cities, and build out these brands that become iconic within, you know, the dance scene and the music scene.
Amazing.
All right. Yeah.
Any advice you can give to the listeners wanting to chase their goals or aspirations?
In general, or like
Yeah.
in event space?
In general.
Oh, in general. Always prioritize working with good people, like people with good values and that align with like what your skill set is and like are just like top players. That always builds dividend, like that always pays off. So that aligning with the best people is always gonna take you so much farther.
Amazing.
And like, trust those people.
Yeah.
Like, find the people that are good at the things that you're not good at, like especially when you're starting out, and then and like have the humility also to be like, I'm not good at this, and we need to export this to somebody else because we are doing a bad job at this. So yeah, just figuring out where your strengths and weaknesses are, and then figuring out how to fit other people into that.
Yeah.
Is an ongoing process.
And
It's
with-
not always easy, but yeah.
And I add with any like, especially like weird creative pursuits that like don't make money right away, pick something you really like because the longevity of it builds like so much benefit instead of like I need to make it this year. Being like, if you really like it, you have no problem like, oh, I can see myself doing this for many years to come, not just like, you know, I want to do this for a year then move on. So having like a long-term mindset, picking something you really like is really good. Just like you guys have been doing this for how many years now?
3 years now.
Holy fuck, congrats. Yeah, I've been seeing you guys. I messaged you guys once and I got busy, but like,
all good.
it's awesome. You guys have been
Yeah.
putting out shit consistently, going to events. It's really what Winnipeg and like all Manitoba needs, and you guys have been
The
doing a
whole world
fantastic
needs.
job. What the world needs. You need 204 podcast.
There we
Boys,
go.
thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I know
Much
you guys are
love.
busy.
Thank you,
I'll let
man.
you guys
Thank
get
you
back
so
to your
much.
day.
Yeah.
Thank
love.
you.
Thank you. All
Love
right,
it.
that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time. Peace.
Peace.
Jeez.